Loud. Awesome. So, Chase, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. Hello, everyone. I am super stoked that we have already got a whole bunch of people coming in. So, what I want you to do, let's just start off getting to know each other in the chat. First of all, make sure that you are sending it to hosts and no, everyone, I think, is what you want to send it to. Make sure you send it to everyone, because then Zoom, for some reason, makes it us only. So make sure it's on everyone. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from. So Pablo, Argentina in the house. Hey Pablo, how you doing? Mark Lancaster says, good morning, Mike. Chase is my son's name. There we go. It's a good name, obviously.
Smart
a solid
move.
name. Yeah, smart move. There we go. Oh, this is awesome. Hey Pablo, that's good to hear. Hey Phil, hello everyone from Tuscany. Hey Carmen, how you doing? Louis in Denver, Colorado, Atlanta, Freiburg in Germany. Hey Chris, how you doing? Awesome. Montreal, California, Nova Scotia, Pennsylvania, Miami. Hey Frank, how you doing? Michael, awesome, from Donegal in Ireland. That's very cool. The coolest place on the planet, so I've heard. Christine from Freiburg, awesome. That's excellent. Oh man. Hey, from the Philippines as well, from India,
This is
Bangalore.
awesome. All
Hey,
over.
David. Yeah, all over the place, man. Paul, I'm really glad to see some of you guys. So I've been, Chase knows this, and I'm sure you guys know as well. I've been away for a long time. I wanted to do this call for months. In fact, I think even we were talking in 2020, weren't we,
Yeah,
Chase?
it's been a while in the
Yeah,
making.
it's been a while. So I've been desperate to do this. I'm so glad to be on this call with you guys. So here's what we're going to be doing today. I'm really glad you're joining us. And if you're watching the replay, hello. Chase is joining us from Go High Level. Go High Level is a company who I'm going to let Chase introduce, but I've been partnering with recently to help us build our funnels. I am blown away by how powerful it is, and it's more than a funnel builder. It's actually becoming quite an integral tool within our business. I've got 3 core objectives here today to talk to you about, which is what I kind of sent in the email. First of all, I want to show you some of the funnels that I have built or that we can build, or I'll take you through funnels that I've built for customers, especially how I've physically done it in Go High Level. We're also going to talk through onboarding and billing and using Go High Level as an agency tool. So not just another tool that you have to continually update. It's actually going to be kind of centered and allow you to work closer with customers. That's probably the most important part, to be honest. And I'm also going to show you a little bit about how we're kind of booking coaching calls and consulting calls and getting people on board and actually selling funnels to them, all using Go High Level. So Chase, kind of before we kick this off, you want to give a quick introduction about yourself and
Sure
High
thing.
Level?
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Chase Buckner. I run a couple of the departments over here at High Level. One of them being partnerships, so I get to have fun conversations with communities like you guys. I come from the agency world, so I used to run operations for a 7-figure agency in the medical space. We did a lot of med spa specific marketing, which is interesting. And we were one of the very first agencies to adopt High Level. And when I found it, it was, what we had been searching for years. And so when I got the opportunity to jump on board, I took that leap because I knew it was going to be a rocket ship, and we haven't looked back since. And so our biggest differentiator is that we are built for agencies, right? So a lot of the tools that we've had to use as marketers over the years are very much big tech software trying to sell directly to small businesses, your customers, and you are just this thing in the middle that they could care less about, right? But the truth is, you guys, us, the builders, are the ones that make the tech work, right? Small businesses just are not capable of understanding what technology they need to succeed or how to set it up. And so they rely on us, right? And so High Level was created with the mindset of it is the builders that matter. And so we're going to sell to them, agencies and consultants. And that has been our secret sauce, because the way that we build things is always with the agency in mind. So as Michael pointed out, you've got your agency master level, and then you have sub accounts for all of your clients, and you can flow in and out of them. And everything is built for an agency to scale. And we'll talk about snapshots and the power of those. But at the forefront, we're an all-in-one tool, right? So everything that you need to capture, nurture, and close clients for yourself and for your customers is all under one roof. And I'm sure, we'll go through some of that as well, but it hopefully will be a breath of fresh air. We find that most of our customers are able to cut a lot of software costs by consolidating into one tool. And so, yeah, we're going to go through a lot of cool stuff today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I think So as you guys know, I'm pitched funnel software all the time. I'm pitched funnel software constantly. We've got a large audience of you guys, and Chase persisted and persisted. And I went, okay, let's do this. And I was really annoyed within the first few days because I was like, I really like this. Like I said, I've done a ton of funnel software, and as we've mentioned before, the reason that this is different is because it's built with the agency in mind. And if you get a chance to use it, and we'll talk about that in a bit, I'm sure what we'll show in a minute, it's not you as a it's yeah. So Mark, so we got a question. Chase to use ClickFunnels or something else. High Level is the funnel platform. It does the funnels, the pages, the websites, the membership sites, the email marketing. It's sending texts now. We've used it to replace Calendly. We're going to talk about all of this and more. And like I said, the three core areas I want to talk about are some of the funnels that we're using with our customers, how we can onboard clients and billing, because that to me is actually the most important part. In fact, so Chase, is it? Do you want to share your screen? Is that the easiest thing to do? Is that what we want to do?
Sure thing. I mean, before we hop in and kind of
Yeah, yeah.
talk about all the features, I think let's reiterate what you just said. So, Mark, we're on a mission to give you all the tools to go from start to finish on funnel marketing and beyond the funnel, right? So everything on the very top end of how do you get a lead, right? So you build forms, you build surveys, you build funnel pages, maybe you build websites. You can do all of that in High Level. We connect directly to Facebook lead ads. So if you're pulling leads in off Facebook lead ads, they come straight into the system. We've got a web chat widget that you put on your client's site that's going to pull in leads. We integrate with Facebook messaging and Instagram DMs, and we do two-way texting. So there's all these different ways that leads come into the system. And so the core of the system is a CRM. So, you can replace ActiveCampaign or things like that you've been using in the past. And then we go into the automation. So think sort of ActiveCampaign on steroids. And we're going to talk about what that first 5 minutes of what an automated nurture should look like. And that to me is where the magic starts to happen. That's where we start to separate ourselves from the pack, which is, hey, most, especially lead gen agencies, we've all been here. You run an ad campaign, you do SEO, whatever it is, you send the client a bunch of leads in a spreadsheet, you think that's going to be awesome. And then you hop on the call and they're mad because none of these people showed up. And you're like, what do you mean? Leads don't just show up. Like, you have to work them. Did you call any of them? Did you do anything? And now you're fighting with your client about, do these leads stink or not, and whether or not they're going to continue to pay you. And so, the first thing that we do is say, no, you got to automate that. And we'll show you what that looks like in High Level. And that right there is going to solve a lot of the tension between new clients that you take on. And then from there, we talk about, hey, you're now the software company, so sell them the software as a recurring revenue stream. And now you've stabilized your agency, and we'll get there in a sec. But let's go back. Yeah, let's hop in and take a look at what we're talking about here. So we'll just do a quick tour. So I'm going to hop up to the agency level. This is the master level where you can see all of the accounts that you've created. You've got a dashboard here that's going to pull in metrics from Stripe, and we'll talk about SaaS mode and all that. But essentially, this is just where you set your master settings, and then you can hop into an account. So I'm just going to hop into a sub account. Again, this would be like, let's say, a client account, and we've got all our actions over here, and we start with a dashboard and whatnot, and full pipeline management. And so essentially, you create leads, you drive them into a pipeline, right? So if we go opportunities, the idea is you've got, let's see if I have like a sales pipeline in here. So now your customers can come in, and let me just show one that actually has people in it so you can get a sense of what that looks like. So now your customers can come in and they can see where people are at the whole stage of the funnel, right? Which is amazing. If you're not giving your clients visibility into what you're doing, it's like, when your teacher didn't give you credit if you didn't show your work, like, how'd you get that answer, right? I'm not as concerned that you found the right answer on Google. I want to know how you got there, right? And so when you show your clients, here's where everyone's at. Like, these people are new hot leads. Here are people, new leads, hot leads, people that have requested a booking, people that didn't show up for their booking or did show up. And when they can see what's going on, they understand the value much more clearly. And so, we can do Q&A and look at specific areas of the app. But what I am most excited to talk about today is automating the nurture, because this is what will take your numbers through the roof right away. And so when we come in, this is our workflow builder, and I'm just going to go create a new one from scratch here. We've got a bunch of recipes and whatnot, but I'm just going to start one from scratch. And let's talk about what happens, right? So let's say you're running Facebook lead ads. And so up top, we would switch this to Facebook and we would choose, a lead ad here. And I don't know if this account is attached to any ads that are running, but you would say, here's where you would select, okay, so these are all Facebook lead forms. So I don't know, whatever, I'm just going to choose one. So this is saying, all right, when a lead comes in from a specific Facebook lead form, what do we want to do? And this is where the power comes in. So first up, typically I'd send them an email, right? The email would have everything it needs, right? It would be the whole thing. Hey, thanks for claiming our offer. The next step is to book, we're located at this address, et cetera, et cetera. Cover all the bases in your email. And that goes out right away. And, we can do obviously all the dynamic stuff. So I'm going to grab, well, this would be my agency and me at us.com or whatever. And here's the subject with dynamic information, right? So if they're filling out specific fields in a form, I can grab that information and throw it back, do all the customization. And I'm just going to throw in their name here and hit save just so I can save it. So boom, email right away, right? The other thing that you want to go right away is an SMS. This is the most powerful way to get leads to do anything. And so, we're texting them right off the bat. Hi, grab their first name. Thanks for claiming let's say it's a dentist and we're running a free teeth whitening, right? Thanks for claiming our free teeth whitening offer. Offer is now a good time to get you booked for a cleaning. Boom. So we're trying to spark a conversation right away in the first 5 minutes. If you guys haven't looked into the MIT lead study, they basically, a bunch of smart people did a huge study and they found out after 5 minutes, the chance of closing a lead drops basically off a cliff. And so it's that first 5 minutes, but we all know it's impossible to get our customers to do anything in the first 5 minutes because they're so busy running their business, right? And so oftentimes it's left to somebody who's never been trained in sales. It's the last thing that they want to do is pick up a phone and try to call a lead. So we're going to take it out of their hands. So boom, we got an email that goes out right away, an SMS that goes out right away. And then what I love to do is try to force my client to get on the phone with them. So check this out. We've got this call step here. And this is where you customize the whisper message. So we'd say like Chase's awesome marketing agency just generated another free whitening lead. Oops. The lead's name is, and I'm going to grab the full name from the contact that came through the Facebook form. Press any key to connect with first name. So what happens when the lead hits this step? We actually call your customer. When they pick up, it reads what we just wrote, right? Chase's marketing agency just generated another free teeth whitening lead. The lead's name is Michael Killen. Press any key to connect with Michael. So I push a key, it dials Michael. If he answers, we bridge the call. So now you're putting your clients on the phone proactively with the leads within the first 5 minutes of the lead coming in. Huge, right? So, well, what if they don't answer? All right, well, let's keep rolling with the automation, right? So the next thing we're going to do is push a voicemail. So this is cool. If you've never seen ringless voicemail, you basically record a file, get your client to do it or do it on their behalf is what I would recommend. So you're not waiting around for them. And it would say something like, hey, this is Susie from Dr. Bob's Dentistry. I saw that you just claimed a free teeth whitening. We can't wait to get you, sparkling white. The next, we just need to get you booked for your cleaning. Give us a ring back at da-da-da-da, or we just shot you a text message. Just go ahead and reply to that and we'll be happy to get you booked. So boom. It's not going to let me save because I haven't uploaded a file, but that goes there. So look at what we've done in the first minute. And I would delay some of these by maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds to give them time or whatnot. But the idea is in the first 5 minutes, we're hitting them from email, text message. We're trying to get our customer on the phone with them. We're shooting them a voicemail. And then from there, we start to slow the nurture down, right? So we grab a wait step. We'd wait, let's say a day or a couple hours, whatever you want to do. And then we'd start it back up again. Maybe another email, maybe another SMS. Hey, just checking back on your free teeth whitening, etc. And then at some point you push them out to a long-term nurture, right? And so one email a month or whatever you guys like to do. But the point is, this first 5 minutes of automation creates so much activity because a percentage of the leads that come in follow the prompts and book automatically, right? And we've got, I mean, there's so much cool stuff in here, but as Michael mentioned, full online booking software built into High Level. So, you put the calendar link right in there. We've got, check this out. This is really cool. I don't even know if you've seen this yet, Mike. It's still in beta, but this is our automated conversational booking bot. And so, I could throw this. So let's say, all right, let's get crazy for a minute here. In this text, the old school way that I used to do it is, hey, thanks for claiming our offer. The next step is to book. Here's the link to book, right? The smarter way to do it is to start a conversation. Is now a good time to get you booked? And then what we can do is throw an if-else condition in here. And we could say, did the contact reply, right? And so then we can do intent type. So if the reply intent was positive, they go down the yes path. If it was negative, they go down no. We use Google's AI to determine this. So it recognizes everything from yes, sure, sounds good, awesome, it's all positive. No, no thanks, screw off, da, 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 da. It's all negative. So let's say here they went down the positive, and now we throw in our booking bot. And we can say things like, great, what time or what day and time would work best for you? And this bot recognizes all sorts of responses. So if you say, tomorrow in the morning or tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow at a specific time, it actually goes and checks the calendar in the system for that availability. And it will reply with things like, oh, sorry, that slot's actually taken, but I have this, this, or this. Do any of these work? So it would literally conversate and get them booked. And when they say, sure, I'll take Tuesday at 5 or tomorrow at 5, it'll go make the booking on the calendar and then say, okay, great, you're confirmed for tomorrow at 5. So we're really serious when we talk about taking this out of your customer's hands. And you can tell it's a timeout, right? So we could say like, all right, if within a half an hour this thing hasn't succeeded in booking them, I want to notify somebody to actually manually follow up on this conversation and whatnot. So let's set that there. But so here's what happens once you get this all set up. A percentage come in, they follow the prompts, they book themselves. Insane, right? Now your client's over the moon. Holy smokes. We used to get spreadsheets full of leads. Now we have a calendar with booked appointments. That is night and day difference. Another segment, a larger segment, are going to reply to the automation. They're going to reply to the email with questions. They're going to reply to the text with the questions. And now your customer's pretty pumped as well because, you have them download the mobile app and they're getting all these, conversations popping up and they're just replying and they're like, this is great. Like it feels so busy. There's all this activity going on. Like all these people are talking to us. This is, we're hopping. And so they're manually closing people through the conversations that they have. And then the last portion, don't do anything. And you push them into the long-term nurture. And you show your client in the pipeline, look, don't worry, we're going to nurture these people for 12 months. Like, some of them are going to convert down the line. And so now you've just created this ultimate nurture machine that they have never seen anything like before. And boom, right off the bat, you've sort of stabilized your churn because customers see this and they're like, this is happening. Like, this is way different than that other agency that we tried to work with, that, was sending us a spreadsheet full of leads. So this, I know I just went light speed through that. But here's what's awesome. You build this out, right? And let's say you work in a particular niche like dental or whatever. Once you've got it all set up, you turn it into a snapshot and we copy everything that you've built, the pipeline that you configured, all the custom fields, every workflow that you've built, any landing pages that you built, all the forms, all the surveys, etc. And now it's in a snapshot that you can roll out for the next client with a click. So now we're talking scalability for agencies, right? And this is what I love about what we do and why we do it for agencies, because it's so scalable. It takes customer onboarding from days or weeks down to hours because you're just deploying everything and then you're hopping in and customizing it based on the new customer that you just got. And so snapshots are super powerful. I want to take a minute here. I'm sure you guys have some questions. So let's just stop and decompress about what we just saw.
So yeah, we've got a bunch of questions here. Can you see the Q&A function as well, dude?
I can, yeah. So let's see.
Because there's some good stuff in there, and I'll go back through the chat and see if we missed anything.
Cool. Michael, is High Level operating in Ireland? Yes. Love the platform, though it would not work for us in Ireland based on something Sean said in a podcast. Ooh, okay. So here's the rub. Twilio is the service that powers all the text and the phone and all that kind of stuff. And so Twilio is not available in some countries, but I would be surprised if they're not available in Ireland. So Michael, I'd have to double
I've
check.
I've had text and I use it, Michael, in England. So I know that there are some differences between Ireland and England, but it
Yeah, you
works
should be
works
good
for
to
me.
go.
Yeah, it works for me, and I book clients with it all around the world with it. So yeah. Um,
Sheila, do you
Sheila,
need Zapier to connect Facebook? Nope. So we connect directly. So let's check that out real quick. So
when Chase was saying this replaces tools, like legitimately, it's insane how many tools this thing is replacing from ours.
yeah, so Sheila, we come in here, you go to integrations, you connect to the Facebook page and then the Facebook business page. And as soon as you do that, you can then pop over to the Facebook Business Manager account. You can then pop over here and you'll see any Facebook lead forms that you've created. And then you just map your fields. So, you hit this and it shows you, okay, well, on, the left side, these are the fields that are in your Facebook form. And on the right side, these are your high level fields. Which one do you want the data to go into? And you can create any custom fields that you need to match what you have in your Facebook form. As soon as you do that, boom, you can start pulling leads straight from Facebook lead ads into, they go right into contacts, but also into workflows. Does this appear to be coming from your business number? Good question. So no, everything happens from a Twilio number, which is a new number that you buy for your clients, costs $1 per month. And everything operates from that. And so you can choose, like, let's say when you're forwarding the calls to your client, you can choose if you want it to show up on their caller ID as the Twilio number so that they know. So like every call comes from the same number. So they know like, oh, this is an incoming call from my marketing agency. Or you can pass the user's caller ID information straight across if you want as well. But the idea is you want to get them trained using High Level to respond to everything, because once that happens, they're stuck. They're paying you for the software for years, and it becomes the sort of operating system through which they do all of their marketing and lead generation and new client acquisition. Charlie, is there a paid booking option for paid consults? Absolutely. So another one of the integrations here is Stripe. So you come in, you have your customer, and we just rolled out PayPal as well. So now you can do this with PayPal, but they come in, you connect their account, and then when you're building the calendar, you can say, hey, a booking on this calendar requires a payment. The amount is this. Now they have to pay to make the appointment. So that is pretty powerful. How about gateway payment integrations? What payment gateway can we create? So right now it's Stripe and PayPal. We're going to do one more, and then we'll probably stop there for a while, which is going to be authorized.net, because through authorized.net, you can use all sorts of different gateways. And so those are the three big ones.
Yeah. Kaylee asks, does the SMS work in Canada? Again, presumably it's through
Yep.
Twilio. Then yeah. And Sheila says, I meant the customer sees it as an area code from where your business is located, assuming it gets sent
Oh,
into
yeah. So basically, when you come over here to the phone tab, phone numbers, it's as simple as hit add a number, you choose where you are, and then you throw in an area code. So I'm from Philadelphia. If I throw in 215, it's going to spit out a list of 215 numbers. I just grab the one that I want, and then boom, that's the new number that I'm rolling with.
Just really quickly, guys, if you're smart, you're looking at this from two sides, and hopefully I'll show you. If I don't show you on this call, I'll show you on another call how I use it to get clients, and then I use similar processes for my clients in their automation and systems. So this is as much about helping you, and we talked about this, mentioned it earlier. High level is about empowering the agency. You mentioned that all of this is on kind of recurring revenue. You can set up billing and plans. I'm sure we'll touch on that in a bit.
Yeah.
It's it's as useful for you as it is for your clients, and vice versa. It's a really interesting relationship that Go High Level gives.
We haven't even talked about the most exciting thing, which is we're white label, right? So
Yeah.
at High Level, we have this motto internally that it's not about our logo, it's about yours. So you come in, you build all this out, and it's under your logo. So when your customers log in, they're logging into your software. So just to illustrate that point, here is, so Go Law Hustle is a customer of ours. They focus on law firms, right? So they're a marketing software for law firms. They're high level, but you would never know. You come here, you think this is a legal software, fantastic. And then when they go to log in, let's get rid of that. This is the login screen that they see. I'm signing into Law Hustle, right? So their customers never know that it's high level. And now they've gone to their market, the legal industry, which has a lot of money, and they sell the software alone for, I think, $1,200 a month. So they have this significant, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just off their software platform, which is high level, with their logo on it. And so when you start to think about what that could mean for your business, instead of saying, all right, we need to go get you a ClickFunnels account, an Active Campaign account, you're going to need a Zapier account because we don't want to pay for that for you. You're going to need, this, that, the other thing. That all goes out the window with, oh, great, this all is powered by our software. So we're going to get you signed up for our software. It's $199 a month or whatever you want to sell it for. So now you have that utility bill revenue coming in every month. And then we're going to add on your service package. You wanted to do Facebook lead ads and SEO. Great. So that's an additional, whatever, $2,500 a month. But the point is you're running two different products. And so when they say, hey, you know what? Things have been great. I don't think we need those Google ads anymore. Let's go ahead and turn that off. You're like, cool, no problem, because they're still paying you for the software. And the software is automated, right? So which means, you're not supporting anything. You're not jumping on calls or anything like that. The software is just running and doing its thing. And it's really a game changer. And so we just rolled out a really cool feature I want to show you guys, which I think really illustrates the point. When you go to a website and they're running, Drift or whatever chat widget on the site. So we give you a really cool chat widget. And it looks, just like ones that you're accustomed to seeing, right? A little floating bubble. And then when it expands, they put in their information and the message comes into the system as an SMS. So when you reply, it goes back to their phone, which is amazing because they're not tethered to the computer waiting for a message. But check this out. So we just rolled this out. At the bottom of every widget, it usually says powered by, and then the software, right? So now you come in here and you add your powered by link. And where am I? Maybe I'm not in the right window here. Or maybe this just rolled out yesterday, so maybe I'm stuck in a cache or something. No, that's not it. Here we go. Watch this. Boom. Powered by, and then your agency, right? Whatever you're calling your version of high level. So now you're virally marketing your software through the footer of the chat widget. And I just thought this is like a great example of why we're so different from our competitors, because who would ever allow you to do that, right? It's the main marketing piece for chat software. And now you're providing it yourself under your own brand. And it's just another example of how we're here to empower you guys to not only retain your clients longer through better automation and things like that, but to literally turn your agency into a software provider as well as a services provider. Because I'm telling you, the churn in software is like 0. And the churn for a traditional agency is like 60%. And so it's just a super powerful combination.
And if you guys know anything about my systems and the way that I talk about pricing and charging 5 figures, you'll know that I am all about a recurring revenue and a core model somewhere in the middle of that. A platform like this is, you used to have to go to developers and hope that they would build something like this for you, or kind of put together a tech stack in WordPress and just have a process and documentation to be able to roll that out for your clients. This is it now. It's all built within one system. And again, the way that the kind of the agency view works is you have an overview of what those different accounts are doing and how they're acting as well. So it's great insight for you. as a business owner, as an agency?
Charlie, check this out. Mm, we have a couple of paid options as far as getting your initial account set up, but we also have some automated migration stuff in here, right? So if I go create a new funnel, check this out. If you are using ClickFunnels now, boom, you can just throw the URL in and it actually rebuilds the page into our funnel builder so that you don't have to go rebuild all your ClickFunnels. So that's pretty cool when it comes to migration for folks that are coming from that world. We also have a huge community that have built services around our software. So we've got tons of folks like HL Tools, for example. They offer white labeled support ticketing for your customers. If you don't want to deal with it, you can pay them $1.99 a month and they'll support all of your sub accounts. So there's tons of builders in the community, things like that, that have popped up. So if you need help getting set up, there's all sorts of options. We're happy to walk you through that. Michael, how much does this cost? So we have 3 plans, 97 a month, which gives you 2 sub accounts. So the idea is you use one for your own agency and you use one as a test or for your first customer. Then we go $297, which is unlimited sub accounts. So as many customers as you want, as many contacts as you want, as many users as you want. It's fully unlimited. We don't charge per contact or list size or anything like that. And then there's the $497, the top tier plan, which is the SaaS mode plan. And that's really where you capitalize on the white label. And so let me show you what I mean by that. So when you're on the $497 plan, you get a SaaS configurator. And here, so SaaS, software as a service. So this is literally where you can come in and build plans, software plans, set the monthly pricing. You can choose to offer a yearly discounted price if you want, and you can drag and drop our feature set the way that you want to sell it. And then whenever somebody buys one of these plans through one of your funnel pages, we automatically create their account. We send them their login credentials. They log in and they can only see the feature sets that you've enabled in the plan builder. It's insane. You can give complimentary
It is
credits.
literally like when you guys rolled this out, I had to go back and watch the training. I was like, I must have missed something. Like, this is what they
Yeah.
want to do, but this is
It's
just how it works.
it's such a, it's such a crazy idea when we started drawing this up, and it was just like nobody would do this. This is insane. So check this out. You come down here and now you're literally a software company, right? You choose, how much do I want to make every time my customer sends a text message, right? Twilio charges 0.0075 cents. You can choose to mark it up as high as you want. And so you slide this and we tell you, okay, at this level, you're going to profit 0.0225 cents every time a message goes out. And so you're literally profiting off the usage like all the other software does, right? Everybody uses Twilio. Uber uses Twilio. Like every platform you've ever used uses Twilio. They just don't tell you that. And they're marking up the cost from Twilio. And every time you send a text, they make a fraction of a penny, right? Well, now you make that. And the same thing on the email side over here. So let's see, I think, who is the SaaS plan for? Who would I sell it to? You sell it to your clients, right? So whether you're industry agnostic and you're just like a business in the box type of software, or maybe you're vertical specific and you serve lawyers and now you're, law hustle, whatever it may be.
We also, very quickly, mate, we've got a question. Sorry, Kaylee, I deleted the
Sure.
question because I'm not very good at this. Oh, here we go. Google and Bing ads and analytics. You know what? We'll come on to that in a second. Or Chase can answer that when we get round to it. It's in the Q&A now, Chase.
Yeah. So let's talk about that in just a sec. But while we're here, let's talk about this. So you can see that this core feature set is all locked. This is because it's Podium. If you know Podium, I think they're just valued at like $1 billion or something right now. They cost $400 a month. You have to pay yearly or something like that. And this is what they give you. Some of this, they give you the web chat widget. They give you two-way text messaging, etc. We know that businesses are already paying for that. And so we lock it up in this core plan because at the very least, this is what you go deliver and it's all automated. Two-way text messaging, Google My Business messaging. Most people don't even know what that is yet, right? But you can turn it on through GMB. We turn it on for you in the platform. And we haven't really touched on this. All the messaging comes into one channel. So if we go up, let's hop into a sub account here, or let's go into a sub account that's actually active. the conversation stream is pretty much where your clients spend all their time. Everything comes into one stream: text messages, phone call recordings, the voicemail recordings, Google My Business messages, Facebook messages, Instagram DMs, WhatsApp messages starting next month. So for the folks in Ireland, that should be the solve for you there. Google reviews, Facebook reviews, it all comes into one unified stream, and emails. So if I scroll through, I can see like, okay, this was an email. Looks like this person's all email. This is an SMS. That was an email. So you'll see all of it in one feed. So right off the bat, you can go to any customer and say, hey, would you like to consolidate all these crazy communication channels into one place for you? And they'll be thrilled right off the bat with that. And so then you're like, oh, we also activate Google My Business Chat. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, yes, it's going to be a huge thing. And it's going to come straight into the same conversation stream that you know and love, where you read all your reviews and reply to them, where you respond to all the text messages that are coming out of our automation, all that kind of stuff in one screen and on the mobile app. And so very quickly, you can pay an extra $500 a month if you want the mobile app white labeled for you, so you can have your brand's app in the app stores. Or for free, you can use our gray label app, which we call Lead Connector. So nothing to do with High Level. You just tell them, yep, we have this app called Lead Connector, download it. You can log into your account and manage everything from your phone. So let's hop over to the reporting, which I think is a great question. And we've got full Facebook and Google ad reporting with attribution. And what's very cool about this is that, and it comes down, it breaks it all down by ad set to the ads, all that kind of stuff. But what's really cool is because we have the pipeline here, and every opportunity, aka lead, has a status, if you train your customers to change the status to won or lost, we'll actually calculate all the way through. So we'll tell you the cost per lead, right? The cost to generate the contact into the system, the cost per booking, right? Because we're doing the booking here as well, and the cost per sale, which most platforms can't tell you because they don't know if a sale happened or not, right? So we'll calculate all of that, and it'll display here for you in the ad reports. So you've got that for Facebook, you've got it for Google as well, and then there's other reports for like reputation management and things like that. Call tracking, we didn't talk about, but if you're using like CallRail, you can get rid of that. We do full dynamic number swaps, call groups, all that kind of stuff as well. It looks like this account's not tied up to an AdWords, Google Ads account. But yeah, great question. I mean, that's really at the end of the day, you need to show the ROI. And so we put it right here in the report for you. Bing ads, we don't tie into yet, though. We haven't had, to be honest, many requests about Bing ads. But I'm sure we'll get there someday. It's just not high on the priority chart as far as our customers and what they want to see built next. There is a membership option. We use Zoom weekly for events, webinars. So we've got a Zoom integration. So you can connect it to a calendar. When a booking happens, it'll dynamically spin up the Zoom ID. And yes, there are memberships. So you can build courses and you can make them paid or free. And it's a great way. Our customers use them from all sorts of stuff, from like selling courses all the way to onboarding. So like onboarding courses that they have that are free. And here's a really cool point that we never really point out. This left-hand menu over here, you can actually add custom items here. So let's say you built an onboarding course and you want it to feel like it lives in the platform. You come create a custom menu icon, you choose an icon, you give it a name, and now you can say, okay, do I want it to link somewhere or do I want to iframe something in? And this is a great way to expand the app to your liking because you can suck in things and it feels like they're part of the app. And so a lot of folks do that with courses as sort of training guides. Ben, can you connect with ManyChat? So we don't connect directly with ManyChat, but because we connect with Facebook messaging, anything that happens in a ManyChat bot also happens in High Level. And so what that means is a lot of people use ManyChat in conjunction with High Level and then have High Level wait in workflows, you can build things that are like, okay, if a message comes in, let's say from Facebook Messenger, and it contains this phrase or word, I want to go do stuff. And so a lot of folks use them in combination. Kaylee, is it as robust as Boss Buddy for memberships and courses? I've never used Boss Buddy myself, but we modeled it after.
I can answer that if you want.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, yes, Kaylee. In fact, technically, I'd argue it's more robust because I found with Boss Buddy, it relies on 3 or 4 other course plugins or platforms to get stuff working, and then you also have to integrate it with your CRM. Whereas the course builder, our next flagship course, Self Futures Not Features, will be entirely built within Go High Level, and from lead generation to sales and nurturing onwards, and actually the delivery of the course will all be done in GHL, and I found that it actually handles better than a lot of the other course plugins that are out there.
Nice. Carmen has a question. Does this replace WordPress? So Carmen, you can absolutely, we talked about the funnel builder. You can definitely build websites in high level as well. We're in no way replace all the functionality of WordPress. WordPress is insane, right? It's amazing. We love it. And so we're actually rolling out in Q4, which is a couple of weeks away, WordPress hosting. So because of the things we've done with Google and Google Chat, we've gotten into a lot of their beta programs, and they have a new product that's in beta that is going straight after the Cloudflares of the world. They want to be the fastest hosting provider in the world. And so they've invited us in, and so we're thrilled. So we're going to roll out WordPress hosting on Google Cloud, Google CDN. It's this new thing, I forget what it's called. But basically, the sites are going to run faster than competitors. So WP Engine, Flywheel, all these types of hosting providers. If you have your WordPress site hosted on High Level, which is Google, they're going to run faster. And we're going to break in all sorts of cool stuff. So like we have this unique opportunity here of, because we do snapshots, well, what if you could include a WordPress template in your snapshot that the custom values from High Level work on the WordPress site? And so there's all sorts of cool things that we're going to do there. But we're most excited about the speed. And right now we have a WordPress widget. So you can use a WordPress plugin. You can use the WordPress plugin to load the chat widget and also to publish funnel pages that you build in High Level onto a WordPress site, which is nice. If you don't want to set things up on a subdomain, you can just push them right into a WordPress site. So we love WordPress. We don't replace WordPress, although you can build websites in High Level. And
yeah,
I would just say WordPress hosting.
Yeah, I would say the main thing at the moment that GHL doesn't do, High Level doesn't do, is like blog posts and the ease of being able to throw out blog posts. But again, it's not necessary. And like I said, we have 1,000,000,001 WordPress sites, and we have slowly started moving them all over to High Level. And eventually, I presume my blog will just be on WordPress. But as Chase mentioned, there's even very strong integrations with that too. And the tools for lead generation across the two are also powered by High Level, so that anyone on the blog on Sell Your Service, if there's a pop-up slowly, it will be a High Level pop-up that will then convert you into a High Level contact. And that's for me as a user, as opposed to just being an agency.
So Charlie, custom domains, absolutely. So if you want to set pages up on a subdomain or a root domain, either or, it's just a CNAME or an A record. And so, when you go to set it up, it'll tell you, go point an A record to this IP address, or go create a CNAME with, this, whatever you chose. So either way, full custom domains. Kaylee, okay, cool. Fabio, is the platform ready? Has plans to add more languages? Will the bot and the MPL work in those languages? Great question. So some of the pieces have been translated already. So like when you go create a calendar, you can choose between, I think there's like 7 languages in there, because the calendar gets embedded on a site, right? It's forward facing. And we thought that was an important step. We definitely want to internationalize the app. We hope to get started in 2022. We just have to figure out what it's going to look like. We've built a system to crowdsource the translation, which is actually what we used for the calendar, which was really cool. So like, anybody could go throw in a translation for Italian, and then like the system used, just matched like the top answers, and then automatically we hit go in it, and it was amazing. And so we can do that, but when it comes to supporting all those different languages, I think we need to have our certified partner program in place first. And so, we're working there, but, we want to get to all the top languages. We've got folks all over the world using high level in English, which is amazing to see. And we definitely want to, take it further for them as soon as we can. Sheila, does the plugin feed gravity form submissions into high level? No, but Zapier would. So one, why not just replace the gravity forms with a high level form?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest way. But look, I love gravity forms, and you can do some really advanced stuff with gravity forms. So if you want to keep using gravity, that's awesome. You can just zap. So if you go into Zapier, you'll see the high level, what we call it lead connector, so people don't know it's us. But you can use the lead connector app to zap to bring in anything that you want into high level. And I'll also point out in workflows, we have a webhook step. So if you ever want to take data out of high level, you just throw the workflows or the webhook step into the workflow and send it out and catch it at Zapier or wherever you'd like to. So we're all about openness. Our API is super robust. So if there's any developers on the call, you can get to everything through the API as well. Are you on automate.io? I don't know. I know that we're on Integromat. Somebody from the community actually just used our API and built a really nice Integromat integration. And there's another one that I keep seeing the community talk about that they like. I can't remember what it is. I don't think it's automate.io, Charlie. But again, the API is open, so anybody that knows how to build for Automate should be able to connect anything you'd like to high level. Yep, you can definitely consolidate a ton of tools. Yeah. We have a daily demo. If you go to gohighlevel.com/demo, I believe you can go through that whenever you'd like. Are you saying it has pop-ups like Opt-in Monster? Ooh, good question. So every funnel page that you build has a pop-up by default, which is cool because, well, let me just hop into a funnel that already exists. So I don't have to for you guys. So let's say we hop into this page here. So every page has a pop-up. So you can build the pop-up just like you would build the page, right? So, throw in column, start throwing in elements, throw your form in there or whatever. And then when you're done, you can choose if you want it. Let me go to the pop-up settings. If you want it to like turn it on, if you want it to pop up when they try to leave the page, like when the exit intent, you can have it pop up then. So it's very easy to build a pop-up on any of the pages. But one of the things with WordPress that we're excited to roll out as part of the plugin is you're going to be able to build pop-ups like, let's say, ConvertBox or something like that, and launch them through the WordPress plugin. Yeah, which is going to be really exciting.
And we've already kind of hacked something like that together to test it to see if it worked. And like I said, like Chase mentioned, there is a proper one coming out. And like I said, I think the difference is that, again, high level not only is about the agency, but I have found the migration process moving over really painless. Like even when transferring from different CRMs, I found it like a bit of a trick. But actually, the moving over our funnels, our payment systems, has been easier with high level than we expected. So yeah, Charlie, and when that happens, Charlie, because I know about the Opt-in Monster lifetime deal, they've suddenly decided they want to charge people for it. Yeah, I'll talk you guys through that when it happens, because I want to do a demo on that myself.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the ConvertBox stuff, especially because not only are we bringing in the WordPress hosting, but in Q4, actually, I think we've already started. We're going to roll out a native Shopify integration. So when you start thinking about all the e-com agencies and being able to do what we're doing here on top of e-com and Shopify, it's going to get really exciting. Ben, is this GDPR compliant? That's a good question. In the US, we don't really have to worry about GDPR. We're HIPAA compliant. And I think the real answer is you can make it GDPR compliant, right? You just have to add a checkbox and whatnot.
Yeah, it's not even about the checkbox. The short answer, Ben, is yes. It's absolutely GDPR compliant, but GDPR compliance is not the law isn't based on the software that you use. It's how you use the data that gets put into the software.
Mm,
As long as you're not putting everything in Google Sheets and having that as a public share link,
mm.
that's the big difference. But if you want to become more GDPR compliant with the stuff that you're building, like with checkboxes, double opt-in is not a GDPR thing, and I don't want this to be a GDPR call, but you can do that. You can build all of that in. This is a very flexible system that is not one of those sort of AppSumo deals that comes up and then just becomes a vaporware. We're using this. This is how we run a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
portion
yeah.
of our sales now.
So Steve is asking about analytics and compared to Orbi. I've never used Orbi, so I'm not sure what that's about. Um, but obviously you can embed Google Analytics and all the funnel pages and stuff that you built. And then our dashboard is going to give you metrics based around capture, nurture, close, right? The funnel. And so, how many opportunities have come into the system? How much value is sitting in the pipeline? What are you converting them at? What stages of the pipeline are they in? That kind of stuff. And then we're going to take you into, you can create tasks and, the lead source report, breaking all that stuff down. And then we've got like all the reputation stuff, which is huge, right? So are you trending in the right direction? How frequently you're getting new reviews, this kind of stuff. And what's really cool about reputation, reputation management is a big business in itself. Because you're doing the booking with high level, you know when to automate the outreach, right? So you can, man, when you get that flowing for a client, you see how fast they start gaining positive reviews, which pushes them up the local pack, and it's all automated. The value just right there is huge. Some other things that we haven't talked about are like, MailChimp. Have you ever built MailChimp? You can get rid of MailChimp because now you can come in and build full drag and drop emails to do newsletter marketing, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully the wheels are starting to turn of all the things that you could consolidate out of, not only into one platform, but one platform under your logo, right? So
Yeah.
you now have the power to provide all of these features. Charlie, can it send out automated reports to clients like a PDF? So this is coming right around the corner, and we're taking our time with this because we want to be really thoughtful about it. But what we know is, as soon as you get your client actively using and replying to things, they're stuck, and they'll pay you that your software fee forever. And so we're going to start sending them daily reports based on like, how many reviews have come in, your response time. So like, hey, you have 10 messages that are sitting there unread. Like, oh shoot, I need to get in there and respond to those. So sort of like a daily vitals or a weekly vitals type of thing. The next thing that so two things that we're going into. One, social media posting. So you'll be able to post to all the main platforms, schedule it out, including Google My Business, which I think is cool. And then two, some sort of rank tracking report, because we know a lot of our community does SEO, and rank tracking is just a core piece of that. And so that might also become part of the daily snapshot report or the weekly snapshot report, like a ranking tracker type of thing as well. So we're still working on it. We're trying to make it, I think, how much of it will be configurable to you. Like maybe you don't want something going into that report, that kind of stuff. But yes, it's going to be very important moving forward, because it will be the thing that calls your clients to action. Put up pricing
We've
every year, Ben? No, we don't. So the pricing is fixed. It's $297, $97, or $497. Specifically wondered if this tool could replace Orbi as an auditing tool, Apex Audit. So I think I see where you're going here, Steve. One cool thing we haven't talked about is Yext. If you know Yext, you can resell Yext with like a click through high level. And so through Yext, we're going to take their API and probably merge it with some of our own stuff to create one of those audit reports, so that you can go grab any business's website, throw it in there, and it'll spit out a report like, your citations are terrible, your SEO score is bad, your da 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 da, and then it's a pretty easy sale from there. So we're working on that, Mike, if that's what you're looking for, and we're excited about that because it'll make sales a lot easier for a lot of folks.
Yeah, so Apex is one of our training programs, and in it, I talk about how analytics should be used. And the truth, Steve, is that I now use the analytics a bit like Chase was saying. It's not necessarily about, I mean, you can get So individual funnels. And so guys, we're coming up to the hour. I want to be respectful of Chase's time. I'm going to stick around to show you some of the funnels and stuff that I've built and that I am including. If you pick up high level, I can give you these funnels that I've built. So I'll cover some of these questions later because Chase is a busy man. We've got 5 minutes left. Chase, is there anything else that you
Let
need
me,
to? I mean, I
I'm
feel like
just
I'm gonna have
looking
a
at,
nosebleed, but
no, I'm just looking at my calendar here and I actually don't have, I've got like 15 more minutes. So if you guys, you want to keep cranking away, I'm all for it.
uh,
Let's see. Charlie, will the social media have automation library building like meet Edgar? I don't know. I do know that it'll be like you can schedule posts on a calendar,
yeah.
all that kind of traditional stuff. I don't know how crazy we'll go with like the fringe features that maybe Edgar has going on. Kaylee, will we decide the frequency of the reports? I think that you will, Kaylee. Some of it might not be because we know that like missed messages, right? Like that's, you don't want to delay that, right? There's no reason why a business shouldn't be notified if they have people trying to talk to them that are just sitting there in the inbox. So stuff like that probably won't be, but the other stuff you should be able to control the frequency of. How about, let's see.
I'm
How
actually
about
gonna
course offer?
share
I'm
my
using,
screen as well while you answer that, mate.
go for it. Yeah. Kartra. So we modeled the course builder off of Kajabi. So if you've used Kajabi, you should feel pretty at home in the high level course creator. But yeah, go for it, Mike.
Yeah, so guys, as the questions come in, Chase, just put your hand up and interrupt me. Thomas asks, will it be possible to build ask method funnels like in bucket.io? The short answer is yes. There's actually a couple of ways of doing that. So here's the deal, guys. If you actually go to, I think it's sell your service, Z site, sell your service / high level or go high level. I think they're both the same. That's full disclosure, that's my affiliate link, right? But the reason I'm giving you that is not just for me to cash in, it's because these funnels that I've got on the screen in front of you, if you join, even with the 14-day trial, if you join high level through that link, through my affiliate link, you will get these funnels. They'll just be in there ready for you to go. Sheila, you might recognize your names because it's this funnel converts like crazy, so I was like, I'm gonna have to put this in.
That's awesome.
Some of them, yeah, some of them I've actually white labeled, guys, and some of them I've just put in.
Oh, I see the link tree in there too. Talk
I
about
did,
just stupid
I
easy
stole that.
value.
What was that on? Was that on Friday you talked about that?
Yeah, the affiliate call, that was great.
I'm gonna get that one up. So guys, Linktree, for those who know, is like in your bio you can only have one link, like an Instagram and Twitter. Linktree is kind of like a landing page that has all those links. And Chase was like, why not just build one and sell that to your clients? So I was like, I'm gonna do that now. So it's even replaced Linktree, and I'll show you here. Like just there we go, and I get analytics from it, and I can add, if anything, more stuff to it, so
I
that's
love it.
kind of crazy. So that's included. I think that's a really killer thing to add to your clients, by the way. I love that
Yeah.
idea. This is obviously the snapshot, but like Chase was saying, you can see it's SYS dummy account. In fact, I've even got, I think this is the dummy one. So there's no stats in here, but it literally took me, I don't know, 3 minutes to spin this up and then just clone. Obviously, I deleted a ton of funnels. I just cloned our funnel process, and then that's it, ready for another client. And it even takes you through a little mini onboarding process that you bosh in a load of details, and it's then their funnel package ready to go. It's just mind-blowingly quick. Louis got
It's
a
so
question.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
the power of snapshots are fantastic. And Mike, to get his funnels all bundled up is so cool. And now you guys have me curious about the Sheila funnel. I'm gonna have to look into that sometime.
This is just a really basic, in fact, it's just a basic case study, but the case study itself. So like I said, this guy's is, there's pages and design pages, and the problem I have with designers is they're constantly trying to over design pages, and no one can beat my conversion rates. And this is the page that works, right? The reason this particular funnel works so well, as you guys know, I've been away for a few months. The reason I didn't have to work this much is because these funnels convert so well. And on the bonus case study video and the OCU page, I basically offer anywhere between a $7 and $197 product. And it means that if I tell people, hey, we've got this case study that shows a customer how to, what did you say earlier, Chase? How to move away from just having a spreadsheet full of leads to a booked calendar full of
Yeah.
customers. I was like, that's an
Yeah.
amazing conversion message. That's $1 million message there. So if you guys had case studies with that kind of messaging, and they say, by the way, we have these micro products, clicking this button loads up again, you might have to choose a new form because you just have to create the form, but the form is created inside the marketing tab over here, and then you just throw that in there. Super, super easy. So it shows you all the bits and pieces. And then Thomas, you talked about an ask funnel. The short answer is yes. If we look at this one here, which is our freedom calls. So this is how I book calls for my consulting and coaching. And it is essentially a very simple landing page, really simple, but again, this converts. This is all high level. Everything here is high level. They click, they say that they want the time, the date, whatever it is, they go in and select that. If they select that, it then asks them a bunch of questions, which we use to qualify. You can actually flip this round because there's a survey builder as well inside high level that you can then change the redirects to. So you can change how this is done. And if people go through this, they will then be taken to a confirmation page, which gives them a video and a little bit of content and some homework and some training.
1805.
But again, the text messages for the reminders, the email reminders, the Zoom call is created, and the calendar. And the cool thing is, if I go into my view, I can see my calendar is booked up, and then that puts them in a pipeline. So I'm able to say, is this person close to being a client or moving them across? You can also put tasks in for people to be able to go in.
Should we put Mike on the hot seat for a second? Mike, have you built out your no-show campaign?
I haven't built my no-show campaign. You're right. I haven't done it yet. No. And that
so one of the cool things about the bookings is
right?
they have statuses, right? So every booking has a status. And so if you teach your clients, hey, if somebody doesn't show up, open up the booking and just change the status to no-show. And then boom, you can have a workflow waiting for a status change to no-show. And now you're automating emails, text messages, voicemail saying, hey, sorry you couldn't make it. Let's get you back on our calendar. Little things like these, you build it once, goes into your snapshot. It's going to recover a great portion of business for your clients. Collectively, the whole thing is just game changer. So I love to call people out because it's, like all of us, the cobbler's children, wear no shoes most of the time, but it's important to get all that stuff in there. And it's just value after value after value. And so,
and we talk about this. No, you're right. You're right to it. And this is the thing is, I constantly say, you don't need leads, you need clients, and clients come from follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. And so often we do all this cool stuff to generate the leads, but then nothing really happens to do the follow-up and the actual sales process. So Pablo asked earlier, like, when should I send an email? When should I send an SMS? And I'm like, as soon as you want to have a conversation with them, which is to say immediately. But you're right.
Pablo, I've seen so many cool things working with our community. Marketers, they all do things in different ways and creative ways. And, I'm in no way going to tell you which one works better, but I've seen really cool things like people set it up so it's like, 10 minutes or 5 minutes before an appointment, it'll say, text us here when you're in the parking lot. And then if they don't get that here, then they assume it was a no-show. Great. All right. Then we're adding them to the no-show campaign and we're automating them to get back into the thing. Just really creative ways to take the work out of the client's hands and just deliver value and bookings. So things like that, when I see it, I'm just like, man, this is so cool. Things that we don't even anticipate, when we're building the features.
Apart from that, like I said, there's an application funnel, which is similar to the Freedom Call. The ATM funnel template, this is my bread and butter. This is how I this is how I make the majority of my money. And this is how I pay for ad costs as well. I know mathematically now, because I then have the stats, which again, we won't have any because this is a dummy, but it'll then say
Mm.
you had this many people on the page, this many people unique, this many people signed up, this many people bought. And because I can then put that back with my Facebook ads, I'm literally able to see, well, it costs me roughly $7 to get a lead, but I make $7 back for every single sale. This is how we start to get this kind of insight. The steps as well, opt-in page, really super simple opt-in page. You can see immediately into a video sales letter. The reason I like this is because I don't think I've got any products in here. No, I don't. The products, which I think are now handled by the settings, like you have broader products. Is that right, Chase?
Yeah, so products is in evolution right now. We're building out, so soon there'll be invoicing and estimates and all of that kind of stuff. We didn't even talk about like text to pay links. You can
Yeah,
create
yeah,
invoices on the
yeah,
fly,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So yeah, products there's a lot to come on the product side.
Yeah. And so this is then a one-click upsell button, which is then comes up after a timer. So after people watch the video for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, this little button comes up. And again, it will say this because there's no integration. You click that button and it will then be a payment form. And then this here is a one-click upsell as well. So we are constantly trying to maximize customer value. Our videos for VSL and webinars and whatever hosted in high level? For me, they are not. Mine are on Vimeo, and I don't believe that Chase, you guys do video hosting.
We do in the courses.
Oh right. Oh
Uh,
perfect. Okay, cool.
so we're working on some really cool stuff with that too. So soon workflows will have triggers like, did they watch X amount of video A? Do or don't do, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff,
Yeah,
which is going to
that's
be fun.
awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Really quickly, just this last little one. This is a reverse squeeze page, which we've used for our higher ticket program and course. This is just a video up front, and you can see here there's just a bunch of different pages depending on how far the customer gets through. And then there's reminder emails and sequences designed to get people onto those next pages. If you want to do stuff like this for your customers, the ATM funnel, which I showed you, the 12K case study, and this one here are basically the three funnels that would destroy being able to sell courses. So if you have courses or if your customers have courses, and if they sell some kind of coaching or some kind of consulting product beforehand, or if you want to qualify customers beforehand, a 15-minute free call program in order to get them a really sick result, all handled within high level. It even has a round robin. So if you have account
Mm.
members go in, it'll say Mike's super booked out, let's move it to somebody else, or it's random, or it's just done on like a day by day basis. It takes the hassle out of, when I said this replaces tools, again, you almost don't realize how many tools it replaces until you think, oh, I could do this.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. So if you sign up through Mike's affiliate link, so Mike, you should throw that in the chat again.
There we go.
His link is preloaded with all the funnels that he's showing you right now, which is awesome, right? It's a huge head start. And yeah, there's a free trial, so there's no pressure. Go ahead and create an account. You can click around and you can check out all of the funnels that he's showing you.
Yeah. And it updates as well, guys. So if I update my snapshot, I can push the update to you guys. So if you have checked this out and you're with it, let me know, because I will then let you know every time I push an update out and I create stuff and push it out, and you'll just get those updates. It's like I'm telling you, this is why I've wanted to have this conversation for 6 months. As soon as I got out of hospital, my surgeries, the first person I emailed was Chase. I was like, we need to do this call. Does the 97 include the WordPress plugin? I think the plugin itself is free, right?
Yep, it's free. You'll find it in WordPress. Just search lead connector. So it's lead connector.
And it's on phones. In fact, I think it even tells you to download it when you first go on the Launchpad. Yeah, there you go. Lead connector.
Yeah, you put your phone number in there and it'll text you the link to download the app. And then you can do all this on your phone. And there's cool stuff in the app too that's like Bonjoro, if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
So let's say you're texting with somebody, you can click record a video and be like, hey, thanks for claiming our thing. Can't wait to see you. And then it just spits out a preview of the video and a link to watch it right into the text message. So there's all sorts of cool stuff like that. And
the last thing I want to just mention is, I think the number one thing that I've actually taken away from all of this is above and beyond that, it's actually the community, the high level community. I've never known a group of people to be so into wanting to help each other succeed from a SaaS website funnel perspective. I would
Mhm.
hope that we do it at Sell Your Service and our group, but we all have been to those WordCamp conferences and those types of tech conferences where it almost seems a bit bizarre that people would want to find tools and systems that makes their business easier. There seems to be a pride in the struggle, but in actual fact, I have found the high level community to be extremely helpful. I posted something the other day about can we do like background colors. People posted me CSS links and training. People reached out to me and said I can help if you need a hand with any of this. Chase then commented and said, actually, can we have a look at this as well, guys? The community itself, because it is overwhelming, there is so much in here, and I'm going to be doing a lot more training for you guys on this. The community is actually the support system, plus there is actual support and training and
Yeah,
documentation.
community is amazing,
Yeah, the community is really, really solid behind this.
insane. And I mean, like, man, like folks like Matt DeSeno have
Yeah,
taken
yeah,
so many of our customers and helped them pivot to a services and SaaS model. And like he could rattle off, I think, 15 or 20 agencies that are doing over 100,000 a month in just software sales. And
yeah.
it's like insane. Like, how do we thank a guy like that for what he's doing for our customers? Kaylee, you can absolutely build automation for
Yep.
just email. Like I said, I think I mentioned this earlier, by the end of the year, we'll also have WhatsApp. So, which is huge for folks like me in Mexico and other countries where text messaging is more expensive or maybe not even available. Being able to automate through WhatsApp is going to be really exciting. You can absolutely send newsletters, Fabio. So I don't know if I can show that again real quick, but
Yeah.
um, we've got a full drag and drop email builder here. So like we send every weekend, we send what we call the weekly roundup. And so it always has like a featured, something new that came out that week. And then you can come down and see all the videos that we dropped that week and new help docs and stuff like that. And this is all just drag and drop right in the email builder. So think about the cost of MailChimp, right? Your customers probably have been paying MailChimp $15 a month for years, right? Well, why not take that $15 a month for yourself? Do you have a link to your roadmap? Charlie, we don't, which is something that we're talking about is like, we only really plan a quarter in advance. And so the big things for Q4 are social media posting, WhatsApp, um, and some other stuff that I can't think of at the moment. But we host town halls. So if you go to
Yeah.
gohighlevel.com/events, you can join a town hall. And our founders are usually on there, our CTO, our product managers, and it's a great opportunity to say, hey, you guys ever thinking about doing this? And we'll tell you.
There's
Yeah,
also
Pavo.
the marketplace, right?
Yeah, we also have a marketplace. So we have a services team that will fulfill things like, uh, setups. Like if you don't want to onboard your client, you can have us do that as if we work for you. There's some stuff in there like ads and Facebook ads and Google ads. If you don't want to run the campaigns, you can have our team do it. But we also have tons of folks in the community that provide
Yeah.
white label services as well. So, if you ever need anything, just shoot us support at
Yeah.
gohighlevel.com. We'll be happy to point you in the right direction. Michael learned of you and Chase interview about 8 months ago. It was a great interview. Any chance I can
Have fun.
still get your snapshots? I'm sure Mike will
Yeah,
hook
I've
you up.
said, I send me an email. That's fine.
There we
I'll do
go. Cool.
that. Look,
And
guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Partly because my adrenaline is pumping. I've said this before. I wanted to do this a lot. I'm going to be doing a ton more. I've got another video coming out on YouTube soon, talking about what I am moving and how I am moving over to high level, as well as I'm going to be doing you can see the stuff behind me. This is the beginning of another high level funnel that we're going to be putting in. You're going to be
nice.
seeing me using this. This is not a classic sort of like, hey, here's another funnel software. This is how we're now going to be starting using our business. Chase, thank you so much for coming on and spending some time with us. I massively appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime. I think we should do some more of them and maybe focus on specific areas and go deeper.
Yeah.
But just let me know. I'm happy to come back anytime.
Awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much. Say thank you to Chase as well. In the meantime, guys, head over to sellyourservice.co.uk/high level if you want a 14-day free trial, plus all of the snapshots and things I talked about. In the meantime, I'm going to head off. Thank you so much, guys. Have courage, commit, and take action. Cheers, Chase. Really good to see you, man.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye, guys. Bye.